This one's going down here. 5 minutes on the clock. We kick it off here between Roadkill, Pine Trees, and Radiance Elite.
So I'm interested to see, again, these are very top tier teams. I haven't had an opportunity to watch any of the cast for the Winter Invitationals because I'm usually streaming myself. So I guess in your view, since you've watched a couple of these matches, how are the passing plays? I'm really interested to see that tonight, the unique team plays that we got.
Yeah, I mean, they've been fantastic. Pretty much anything you can imagine here is going to happen as Indy puts one right across the board. Dangerous move from the Pine Trees, clearing this one across the front of their net, and Indy is there. Give Wolfie a lot of credit for pressuring the defense into making that play. But, I mean, we've seen, I think in week one, we saw triple flip resets. We've seen some passing plays. We've seen it all here on the stream. So definitely fantastic plays are almost the norm here. Quick shout outs to the chat here. K-Cup, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in here tonight. And looks like Orwiggle, your smallest fan, is here. The one true hitbox shape.
Yes, he is. He's definitely a small fan indeed. But no, kind of unfortunate start off for the Pine Trees, although, you know, there's plenty of time left to have that clear happen the way it did. I mean, just kind of reset here and see what they can get anything going to capitalize and tie this game up.
Yeah, and honestly, slow starts are not super uncommon here in the Winter Invitational. These teams are all fantastic. And here's another shot off the crossbar, though. Wolfie just missing out on that one. Follow-up, block, Durs, Leo, no power on it, and cleared away by Marty. But to wrap up that point, some slow starts do tend to happen, but Orwiggle, you asked for the passing play, and there it is.
You know, honestly, the ball pressure right here from Radiance Elite was very, very strong, but they RK ended up squeaking that by, and just Marty with the sweet touch to Cole, with that Cole baby, and I mean, they put it right on target and tying this ball game up. And what a sick play.
Yeah, that was a really fantastic one, and didn't even really talk about the players out here so far. I mean, we've got Marty, Cole Baby, and Wonders for the Pine Trees. We see Leo, Wolfie, and Indy out there, but Marty wants the spotlight back on him with the flick.
Showing not only his, his passing skills, but his dribbling and shot on here. Marty looking smooth, taking the lead now, RK Pine Trees. You know, it's always unique to these players, how they can ball control, especially the top tier ones. I mean, they make the ball control look so easy here. And I know if that was me, that definitely would have whiffed and hit the sidewall. So just letting you guys know that right now. They make it look easy, but it's really not.
Yeah, you kind of take that for granted when you're watching these matches. I mean, the commentators are sitting here, we're describing the gameplay and saying, oh, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Or this mistake or whatever. But these guys make everything look so easy out there. You kind of forget how difficult what they're actually doing is when they're out there on the field, as we are approaching the halfway point. Roadkill trying to start another counterattack, but Wolfie is there. It was a very fast start for Radiance Elite, Orwiggle, but Roadkill right back at it, putting some really solid pressure here towards the second half of this match.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like they started off kind of just a little mistake there. That clear out as Marty again, just getting spicy with it, putting it through. I just feel like it was like an eye opener there. They were kind of like, okay, regroup. We messed that one up. Let's see what we got. And now they have scored 3 unanswered goals here, and still looking good to you now so far. But plenty of time for Radiance Elite to tie it back up.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of time left in this game. Radiance Elite looking for a pass here. The 1-2-3, but just above the crossbar. We've seen them get some really good opportunities. They just haven't quite been able to seal the deal. I think if they're able to either A, knock in some of these opportunities on offense, or B, buckle it down a little bit more on defense, we'll see the scoreline tighten up quite a bit.
You know, and you got to give them credit. The defense has kind of been there for Radiance Elite. I mean, it's not terrible defense, but RK Pine Trees, I mean, Marty just made those simple touches look simple. You know what I mean? Like, it made it look too easy. And so I don't think they're necessarily playing too bad of defense yet, but I think you're right. They need to do something offensively here, get it going, get that momentum started.
Yeah, and, you know, time not necessarily on their side. Big bump on the keeper, but a nice recovery there by Indy as we were just complimenting the Radiance Elite defense. They put on a fantastic play there to recover. But yeah, time's certainly not on their side here in game number 1. But they've definitely got some good things going, thinking about heading into game 2.
Yeah, they definitely want to hurry up and try to get a quick goal here. I mean, at least before this minute mark, it definitely help them out in the comeback attempt as Ishii takes out who's at Wonders. So Wolfie now, as I say that, capitalizes, and that's what I'm talking about right there. You want to get that goal before the minute mark. That gives you plenty of time now to look to tie this up and take it at overtime, T now.
Yeah, one more goal, 1 minute to do it. Not too difficult of a task there, not impossible. I mean, it's not like Roadkill's just going to let them waltz it in, but Radiance Elite breathing some new life into their hopes here for game number 1 was just a beautiful play. The demo forced the ball into the middle. This one's on target, but Cole Baby able to make the save. Wolfie keeping the pressure up here, looking for the bump to the middle. Clear to back off into the corner. Cole Baby tries to start the counterattack, does get the flip reset. We won't really be able to do much else with it as the boost runs out. But there's Marty. High fly in there towards the middle. Back across. Ishii. Good interception by Cole Baby, though. Wonders back to the middle, but nobody there to try to get that pass. Maybe a little miscommunication. Final 30 seconds, though. 1 goal to score this one.
And that's what you got to be careful of right here. RK was kind of playing panicky back there in that corner, but they seem to get out of that situation. Their shot attempt, and that could be the dagger. It definitely feels like it. With the 16 seconds left, I don't know, T now, 2 goals. I don't know if that's possible or not.
This is the tall order. 1 goal with a minute left, not too bad, but 2 goals, that's pretty tough with only 16 seconds left on the clock. They're going to need to push one up here quickly, but the ball immediately towards the middle. That was a good thought, but Wonders had it covered with only 8 seconds left. I think we are going to be heading into game number 2 with the Pine Trees up by 1. Very close game number 1 here. Pretty well contested on both sides of the field. Radiance struck the early dagger, but wasn't really able to hold on to that momentum as Roadkill picked it up a little bit here, and they'll be looking at the 1-0 lead. But these players love the style points. I always say that you're playing for style points when there's the ball's still up in the air with really nothing to gain for it.
I mean,
we could be here all night.
Respect. Yeah, I was gonna say it's the respect aspect of this part right here, knowing that there's no time left. And there we go. Oh, almost getting into target there. Marty says, "Hold up, no, denying that." So yeah, I mean, RK, like I said, that I felt like the quick goal from Radiance Elite was kind of a wake up. Like, oh man, let's tighten up the defense from RK Pine Trees, and they just did what they had to do. Credit to Radiance Elite though; they tried their best. They cut it down to that 1, but in the end, fall short.
Yeah, and as we kick it back to the studio to chat a little bit about the stats here, I mean, we do see 4-2 on the scoreboard here. Surprisingly enough, though, 10 shots for Radiance Elite to only 5 for the Pine Trees. So that's kind of what we were talking about during the middle of that game is Radiance Elite, they're getting some really good opportunities. They're putting some serious pressure on, but they just weren't able to really close the gap and finish the ones that they needed to keep that game even.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about is Radiance Elite had the opportunity. I mean, they came back up here looking at the stats. They came back with 1 goal deficit, but I just feel like they need to get more passing plays going. Radiance Elite kind of had very, very good individual effort. The defense was there towards the middle of the match, but hey, like I said, maybe they could tighten up the defense and then start getting more passing plays like we saw from RK Pine Trees, and they could tie the series up 1-1.
Yeah, that's, I mean, Radiance Elite did only have 1 save in that match, so that's a big difference maker with the Roadkill Pine Trees having 5, I believe. Speaking of difference makers, M. Cole's coming in here, hyping it up, gifting out subs like a madman, making Jolly O St. Nick and K-Cup the grand champs of our hearts. Thanks so much for doing that, man. I appreciate you. I told him in your chat last night I've been dodging him so I don't have to play him in 1v1, you know. I don't want to get whooped. I don't want to get whooped up on.
Yeah, M. Cole's definitely known to just start calling people out. So I think he's had you on his radar for a very, very long time. Yeah. So don't let him have time before he gets you.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for that. It did look like Radiance Elite was subbing after this one. I'm not sure if they're waiting for the go-ahead. Okay, yeah, so we do have, looks like Sky coming in for Radiance Elite there.
Ooh, but RK Big O as well, gifting, the tier 1. So Hey, we might be seeing a hype train hopefully here. Come on, people. Let's see what we got. Come on.
I know
Let's go.
they're starting up. Thanks for doing that, Big O, making Cody the grand champ of our heart. Appreciate that. If you guys tuned in last night, you got to see Cody playing on the field. He's the co-owner of the Knights of RL, a team competing here in the Winter Invitational. We also got to chat with him a little bit in the booth. So go check out some of the guys we talked to last night. It's a lot of fun, and we may have something to. We may have a little fun planned for next Monday as well here on the casting booth. Oh wow! You know what? Nobody. It's surprising that nobody has said that before. M. Cole, can I be the SSL of your heart? Yeah, because we got to change it, I guess. Grand champ of our heart. It's not the highest rank anymore. It's the SSL of our heart.
He's the first though. He panned it. There you go, M. Cole.
Yeah, yeah. Morky's the SSL of my heart. Let me make sure these guys know.
I think that we have.
I think we have 6. I'm just gonna say join up
Yeah,
and
we're
see
good.
what
Yeah,
happens.
we're definitely good. Yeah, we have 6. Yeah, we have 6. We're okay.
I guess they're, you know, I can appreciate the discipline because sometimes people get in these lobbies, they just start joining willy-nilly.
Oh, yeah.
We got a remake and all that stuff, but we've got 6 veterans out there who know the deal. They know the drill. They're not looking for a lobby remake. They're just looking to play. We head on into game number 2 here. Pine Tree's up 1-0. The Radiance Elite, big time offense. We see who said it in the chat there. Tornus said super sub Sky. So maybe Sky is going to make a big difference here. Roadkill was threatening early. Have a chance on the counterattack, but Marty, great fieldage at the midfield line.
You know, I want to see Radiance, as I was about to say, wanted to see them get the demos going, kind of disrupt the energy here for RK. RK ends up striking first there, as Leo gets a good hit here, looking to get just Sky into this, but pinching that too hard off the wall. And like I said, with Radiance, if they can get something going here and take a good lead, about a 2-0 lead here, just 2 goals, I feel like they could have an opportunity here to take game number 2. But we'll see what happens. These teams are up here in the Winter Invitational for a reason, so they're all going to give it their best.
Yeah, and they're both looking pretty good out there tonight. There's a lot of stiff competition in the Invitational here. So everybody's always bringing their A game. And week 4, I mean, it's a big one. It's a little different than the regular circuits. You know, these teams play a total of 10 games, so a little bit more room for error than in the traditional 6 you see in the regular circuits. But still, you know, by the end of this week, you're going to have played 5 to 6 games potentially. That's about half of, you know, that's half of the season, if not a little bit more. You really got to be putting the pedal to the metal here to be making that playoff push.
And honestly, it brings up, I mean, the opportunity for one, playing 2 games a week. I mean, you should have no excuse for being rusty, I guess, per se. I know a lot of teams having only 1 game, like myself, play 1 match a week. Sometimes it does get rusty when you're not playing as often as these teams do. So I feel like the chemistry and the atmosphere from these teams are just a lot higher.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, and some of these rosters, you know, they have a handful of players who maybe they'll rotate like Tuesday, Thursday, so they're kind of building up synergy with some of them. Others, they're playing the full 2 games a week, so of course, even better on the synergy front there. But it's just kind of how it's been kind of interesting seeing the strategy that these teams come out with. But regardless, they all seem to be preparing pretty well, one way or another, however they're going about this.
Well, and starting with this match right here, I'm looking at it so far. We're about 227 now remaining here, and it's been very defensive. Both teams going at it. I mean, haven't seen anyone, I guess, have the full advantage. So definitely has stepped it up defensively. As I say that, another save from Cole, baby. And that was very close to now to almost falling for Radiance Elite.
I thought that was going to be our first goal, but Cole Baby comes out of nowhere. It was just a beautiful play from Radiance Elite. Just got shut down by the blue defense. They really are locking it down on that end. Radiance, to your credit, seems to be going for those passing plays. You were kind of talking to them about trying to get them going on the offensive end, and I'd say they've answered the calls so far. But Roadkill playing it tough on the defensive front.
Yeah, Radiance, I mean, obviously 2 saves already coming out for RK Pine Tree, so the shot attempts are definitely there for Radiance. They just have to find a way to connect, you know? I mean, That's all there is to it. Both these teams are fighting really hard defensively, and then I feel like it's going to come down to the final minute here before we see anybody separate themselves from the others.
Yeah, it's all coming down to this last minute 20 seconds here. I thought he was going to get that over Marty for just a second. It looked like there was the space, but as has been tradition this entire game too, Roadkill is keeping it out of the net, and a miscommunication on the orange defensive front leaves it open there for Wonders.
I mean, this all started with the tremendous pressure from RK. I mean, and then Leo doesn't help out, kind of spun out there. So just like I said, coming up on this minute of play, I knew one of these teams were going to get something going here, and it happens to be Roadkill.
Yeah, Roadkill, you know, that tends to be the theme of teams that are playing really well defensively, but here's another opportunity. Colebaby not able to clear it away. How does he get that?
Oh, my goodness. Two tremendous saves. I mean, that has got to be, so far, play of... And we haven't even... It's not even a full night yet. Play of the night. And then they turn defense into offense team now and end up scoring it on the other end. That's insane.
That was... that was just unbelievable. Radiance Elite, in no way, shape, or form, was expecting that ball to not be going in the back of the net. I mean, quite frankly, can you blame them? I was expecting us to be tied at 1-1. You know, they're not expecting the crazy save off the top of the crossbar there, as Colebaby tries to put on a third one touch with the double tap. It's getting away from Radiance Elite here, or Wiggle.
You know, and I feel like the momentum of that save caused this to happen. You know what I mean? I feel like RK fed off that energy, had that stuff, and now this is what happens. They're turning defense into offense, and then you see 2 unanswered goals here. So kind of, and again, you're right. Radiance Elite, it's not like they're doing anything wrong. It's just RK is playing tremendous defense in game number 2 here.
Yeah, I mean, Radiance Elite, they have been playing a fantastic game. But you're right. Like, I think that double save by Colebaby, it just kind of took the wind out of their sails, for lack of a better term. I mean, that's the kind of play where you make that and you're in the Discord with your teammates. You're hyped up. Everybody's yelling. It just gets the whole team motivated, you know. And you could see that switch flip after that play. They put up the second goal. They got the third goal with a double touch. That play just led to Roadkill popping off and closing out this game strong. And now they're one game away from getting the sweep here on Radiance.
I mean, and again, credit to Radiance. As much as the score indicates right now, it was a very close game for most of that match. But Colebaby, I mean, with 4 saves there, looking solid on that double. That double save. I mean, what do you do as a team for Radiance Elite? It's how you said, it just brings your demeanor. I mean, you just get like defeated, it feels like, and you try not to, but that was insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to... it's hard to keep your positive mindset after seeing a play like that, because it went from, hey, this is a 1-1 ball game, we're heading into the final stretch tied up, looking at winning or forcing overtime, to all of a sudden, how did that ball not go in? Now it's 2-0 Roadkill. So that's a very tough one. It does look like Radiance Elite is going to be subbing here again. Some quick shout outs to the chat here. M. Cole, I would love to cast one of your games someday. Yes, I know most of my casting is for the Winter Invitational nowadays, but maybe we can work something out. And Coco, this is not any particular tier. This is in the Winter Invitational, where we invited different franchises and communities to participate, and they've sent in their best teams and best players. So no ranked tier in this particular circuit. But these guys would all easily be tier 1 if they're playing in the regular ones, and honestly a lot of them are, which is we were talking about practice a little bit ago, and these guys they love their Rocket League. They're getting in plenty of practice.
Yeah, and I mean, as you can tell right here, the team's already ready to go. I feel like if Radiance again can just start off and score first, I feel like they have a chance to take this. I know it's going to be difficult with the great defense that the Pine Trees are playing, but if Radiance wants to bring this back and get something going, I feel like they have to strike first and take the lead.
I agree with you on that one, because Radiance Elite has shown that they can generate consistent pressure But they just haven't been able to finish the opportunities early, and they've always kind of been playing at a pace that Roadkill is dictating. If they can get ahead early, if they can capitalize on these opportunities, it's a completely different series, but that's not going to happen because Cole Baby threads the needle.
And again, not only a defensive machine, offensively, Marty with the little assist there in the back, giving him a bump, ends up going in. So if you're Radiance Elite, you don't, now at this point, you don't want to go down more than one goal. You want to keep it tight, keep it close, how you have been most of the series, and just see if you can get something going, T. Now, it's unfortunate, but hey, they've got to get something going here.
Yeah, they've got to. These are the types of series that really test your mental fortitude, and it can be hard to keep it rolling here as that pass goes just a little too fast. It can be hard to keep it rolling here, but what Radiance Elite needs to take solace in the fact is that they've been playing great tonight. They really have. Roadkill has just by centimeters prevented them from doing what they want to do. So if they can just keep doing what they're doing, keep staying strong, and capitalize on an opportunity, they are here. It's a completely different series. Now, that being said, getting through this blue defense, easier said than done. This is why I'm the commentator. I don't want to try to get past Marty, Cole Baby, and Wonders, you know. But these guys out here for Radiance Elite, they can do that. They've got the capabilities to do that. They just need to make it happen.
I mean, like I said, it does put a mental strain on a team when they cannot get past a brick wall. I mean, that's all there is to it. You're trying your hardest, and some of these are great-looking passing plays and shot attempts. But it's how you said, just the blue wall of defenders. It's mentally tough.
Yeah, it's a mental block at this point. Wolfie may have a chance to get around Wonders here. Gets a decent 50. Ooh, that one, if that had been a little lower, Ishii was there waiting for it.
I mean, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we see a tie here, 1-1. Oh, I lied. Casper Claris right there. I apologize to Radiance Elite fans as I totally just jinxed that. My fault.
That was a fantastic pass from Marty there. Wonders just swooping on in there after Marty got through the two defenders. Amazing play. They're just feeling it. I mean, like, Radiance Elite, they played fantastic tonight. I got to give them a lot of kudos. They've got half a game to keep this going, but that save by Cole Baby in game number 2, you can I mean, they're just feeling themselves. And why wouldn't you be? Like, that kind of play, to be a part of that, it just gets you so hyped up, and you can tell that they are just feeling really good about what they're doing tonight.
I mean, again, RK, it's so difficult to get anything going, and you can see that Radiance is trying so hard, but RK almost feels like this is how you said they're playing off of their. RK wants them to play off of their tempo, right? They're controlling the pace of this game, and it's very interesting to see that. I mean, no matter what Radiance is trying, RK has an answer for it the entire time, so it's insane.
Mm-hmm. It really is insane what the series has been. And, I mean, there's an opportunity, though, but Ishii just above the crossbar. It's not an easy play to make, but you got to make it in this situation because it's the difference between 1-2 and 3-0. Marty takes another one to the house. Great pass up the field by Cole Baby. Once again, Roadkill stringing together. Another beautiful passing play. And their ability to find each other has been such a huge difference maker here tonight.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, we both saw right away once that save from Cole Baby came out, the atmosphere for RK Pine Trees just ascended big time on that. So we have to give kudos to him. That's just definitely what got this team even more hyped, I guess.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. And now Radiance Elite, 3-goal deficit, make it 4. This one off the ceiling here, and Marty just taps it on in. A lot of pressure here. Yeah, I was going to say, Cole Baby got the bump. Didn't get credit for the assist, but it forced Ishii to make a touch on that ball that he probably didn't really want to make. And then Marty just able to swoop on through and secure another goal.
I mean, it's again just tough to beat a team when it's their night. You know, everything's going the way that RK Pine Trees want it to go, and it's just unfortunate. But sometimes you run into teams like that Now at night when they're just on point. Nothing that they do is not working. You know what I mean? RK Pine Tree's making it look too good.
Yeah, they did really play fantastic tonight. I mean, I think it just goes to show what the level of competition is like here in the Winter Invitational, because you have a team like Radiance Elite who's sitting at 1-4. We clearly saw that they're a fantastic team based on what they were doing here tonight. They were making the right plays. They were generating offensive pressure. They weren't able to close out those opportunities because Roadkill was just playing lights out on defense, but it just shows what a narrow margin there is for error when teams at this level are competing against each other.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's how you said, just to reiterate on that, they didn't play bad by any means. Just RK played better, way better. So that's just all there is to it. And the tiers and the high-level gameplay that these teams bring, I mean, just a tough night for Radiance Elite.
Yeah, tough night for them, but we are glad we got to watch this series because it was an absolutely fantastic one. And they're still trying to hold on to this shutout here, even with the ball still up in the air at 0 seconds. It looks like it's going to get buried by Wolfie, though, and that will be the 3-0 for the Pine Trees. Fantastic performance from them tonight. And I get to say it for the very first time, Wattage, thank you so much for the Tier 1 and being the SSL of our hearts. I appreciate it.